The universe already speaks to you constantly. It just uses your unique language of resonance. Developing your language with the universe is really about cultivating intimacy with your own resonance. It's a living dialogue that unfolds through trust and pattern recognition. Let me tell you about some of the ways the universe communicates with me specifically, and it might help you in honing your own language with the universe. Number one, the universe communicates to me with like physical things that I see. For example, animals. When my dad first passed away, I started seeing birds every time the thought of him crossed my mind. I would see a flock of birds. And I remember thinking like this had happened to me like several times during one week, and I was driving home and it happened again. I looked up and saw, I thought of my dad, looked up and saw a flock of birds, and I was like, well, that could be a coincidence. There's always birds flying. And then I looked up again and I saw one singular bird flying behind the rest of the birds, just to tell me like it's not a coincidence. So ever since then, that's the specific way that I communicate with like spirits, specifically my dad, is through birds. Another one with animals is possums. So one time I was driving again and I was having the absolute worst day, and I was just feeling super down, and I was crying in my car, like waiting at a red light, just like sobbing. And then I look randomly, and out of nowhere a possum crosses the street, and it just like threw me out of my loop for a second to see something so random. And I just knew that the universe was saying like, hey buddy, here's a possum, let's get your mind off this for a second. And now that whenever I see a possum, I know that it's a specific message from the universe to like see the bigger picture and like get out of my sorrow for a second, or whatever it is that I'm stuck in. The possum is always like a sign of spontaneousness and like randomness from the universe to just be like, here's a possum. Remember that life is random and chaotic, and it's supposed to be a game and it's fun, so just like, here's a silly possum. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the language I assigned that meaning in collaboration with the universe. And that's kind of the whole essence of it, is like when you see a sign and it means something specific to you, you can like label it with that definition, and the universe will remember what it means to you. And that's kind of how the communication with the universe begins to flow and thrive the more that you develop it. So another one is sounds. For me, there's a couple of sounds that mean something to me. There's birds again, but like bird song chirping. Whenever I hear that, I know that it's like confirmation. So if I'm channeling in my room and like I channel something and then I hear birds chirping outside like in response, that is like that's like a positive sign, like you're in the right direction. Kind of like colder and